We the top 10. UGK the major way, not play it don't stop here. Traffic lights, we going, know the time until the clock near. Hands on roll, we doing digi to the whole block clear. Yo, what you got there? Oh, did you not hear? And he's taking over and we got the whole shop, yeah. Her, she wanna know me better, but I'm on the top 10. Gotta match my energy, you see I'm in the top, yeah. Yeah, it's top 10. Hey, now I'm in blessed mode, did you forget, bro? Put G.O.D. first and nothing less, no. On a radar per release, per request, yo. Life is like a dice game, that's a bet, though. Is you bugging, that's a dub. Shoulder shrug to the stub. Tell them hit the squatty up. See a line of cars meet up. Nah, don't bother us. Windows fogging up. If she in a passenger, then you know she finest. Damn. It's really still a bros and my blood love. All is all love. AWD, I got a newer clutch. And my guapi up, you could call me up. Since you know the face and the name, this is us. We the top 10. UGK the major way, not play it don't stop here. Traffic lights, we going, know the time until the clock near. Hands on roll, we doing digi to the whole block clear. Yo, what you got there? Oh, did you not hear? And he's taking over and we got the whole shop, yeah. Her, she wanna know me better, but I'm on the top 10. Gotta match my energy, you see I'm in the top, yeah. It's top 10, hey. Yeah, I heard you knocking, but my nigga, I am not here. Watch out for the company you keep, cause people mad weird. I will pull up on you and address it, I am.
This episode is sponsored by Mailtrap, an email delivery platform that developers love. Try for free at mailtrap.io.
One, two, coming off the top, y'all know how we do. Listen, I'ma drop a freestyle you can cherish. I'ma send a shout out to the host named Eric. Yo, he's never on some average shit. You know Eric, he stays loud and passionate. I'm about to break it down for y'all with the clever song. Yo, shout the host named Thomas, cause he's never wrong. Yo, shout to John, you know that he's smart and quiet. Unlike my freestyles, which cause a riot. I'm about to do it like this, cause the people love me. Shouts out to PHP, the ugly. It's called ugly cause it's not professional, but I'm about to come through and bless it with style. So let's do it when I'm spitting, I perfume the room. Yo, the segment of the show is called Doom and Gloom. That came from Thomas. Yeah, can nobody go beyond this? I get the mic and then I'm about to keep it like a promise. Yeah, and y'all know we fill them up with anguish. We talking about the PHP, the programming language. About to break it down, no exaggeration. What do y'all do for a living? Web applications. Okay, I can dig it, my words spray tight. They getting together on the Thursday nights. Yeah, when it comes to rhyming, you can call me the new dude. I spew true lyrics while y'all broadcast on YouTube. So let's get it, you know my lyrics are major. All up in the comments, they got plenty of haters, but they doing what they doing. Keep it ugly, we ending every show with the saying it's lovely. Let's go. Hey, shout out to y'all, peace to the whole squad, man. Hope your channel is doing real well on YouTube. Hope you guys are having fun. And it was an honor and blessing to do this little custom freestyle for y'all. Hope you enjoy. Stay up. Yeah.
You know, I really hate when podcasts have these hyped intros and then the speaker comes on and just like, it's like hitting a wall. I feel like that's what happens with Harry Mack. Hello, everybody. I'm Eric Van Johnson. With me is John Congdon.
Hello.
You're listening to the PHP Ugly Podcast, episode 383. Podcast about the PHP programming language, PHP community, and our company, PHP Architect. Podcast made a little better thanks to some sponsorship. We have mailtrap.io, honeybadger.io, and our supporters on Patreon, and PHP Architect, I should put out there.
I wish we get that one.
You can be part of the show by joining us in our Discord at discord.phpugly.com. Hop in there and chat with us. You see the little chat rolling along the side of the screen if you're watching the live stream. And you can suggest titles by doing a bang title in your title suggestion. Hang out there all week. Everybody's there. We have great conversations. There's a bunch of great channels in there. We have chess tournaments every now and then.
It's been a long time since we've had one of those.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's it. Anything else, John?
No, you're kids in Discord calling us out. Notice that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's their thing.
Yep. Got to give you a hard
Okay,
time.
I'm having issues on my end.
What kind of issues are you
on my
having?
end. Is anybody else having audio issues with John's audio? Because I think it's just me.
Why do you think that?
You keep cutting in and out for me.
Well, that's
So
not good.
I'm assuming it's me. I wouldn't even think it's you. I think it's pretty sure it's me. If somebody in Discord can let us know if John is cutting in and out, I'd appreciate that. Otherwise, let's get on with the show.
Keep it rolling.
How was your week?
Well, where do I start? After our show on Thursday, I hurt my Friday morning. I hurt my back, so I've been in pain a little bit, just my lower back. But can't make fun of me because I was participating in this new sport, extreme gardening. Not just
I
gardening,
am
extreme.
I'm making
gardening.
a lot of fun of you. My God.
No, seriously, I was just out tending to the garden. I moved a couple of vertical planters, and I'm assuming that's what did it. Like I just moved it, a couple of feet, and thought I was being careful. Stood up, felt fine, and like 30 seconds later, doing something else, it's just like, oh no, I haven't done this in a long time. Used to happen way more often, and then I had noticed recently that it's been like probably a good 2 years since my last like lower back pain. And I'm like, yeah, I've been taking care of myself. I'm healthier now. And then of course I do it.
Yeah, you're old too. That's the problem. I'm noticing.
Yeah. And add to that, I don't get to go fly very often. Like I can fly in the afternoon because I have a place close to my house. When I say fly, I mean paraglide. And earlier in the week, my wife is like, hey, how's the weather look for Saturday? Me and the kids have plans, so if you want to go. So for me to be able to go to another location, and there's one that I want to go to, it's about 2 hours from my house. Doesn't happen that often because I feel guilty taking 2 hours to drive, however long I'm going to fly, and then 2 hours to drive back. And every time I get one of those weekend days, something happens. Either weather is terrible or I throw my back out. I was so bummed.
Yeah, I think I talked about it a few weeks ago. I had my first kind of official old man back spasm.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it like knocks the breath out of you. I was like, I wasn't even doing anything. I was sitting down and I was just about to like stand up, and I just started like going. At first I'm like, oh wait, I gotta sit back down. Nope, I'm going lower. I'm going to the ground.
It's all over. I'm done.
It hurt for days, and I didn't. Yeah, getting old sucks. Your body doesn't like it.
Yep. Starting to feel better now though. So considering going soon, just a little hike. I went for a hike with my wife today, a mile up Black Mountain. And it's called Black Widow Trail. And it's a very steep climb. So I was able to make it up there fine. So I'm going to say things are good. Still tiny bit sore, but not bad. As far as like work week, I've been having lots of database issues with one of our bigger clients, and those are never fun. Just like all of a sudden they upgraded to MySQL 8 a couple of weeks ago, and it seems like ever since then there have been just some hiccups here and there, things that didn't work quite right. And then they were bit by legacy data being in the platform.
Legacy data? Not
Legacy data.
Code? Legacy data?
Legacy data. So the long not the long story. The short story is the company got its original start as an MLM company or supporting MLM companies. They didn't do MLM themselves, but they supported those companies. So there's a
For
lot
those of you
of
that don't know, MLM is
multi-level.
multi-level marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore, but there's still all of this data within the database. And some of it is orphaned, like phone records and orphaned contact records and records with zero IDs. It's just a mess. And they turned out to have a current customer using a fake phone number. Like if they don't have one, they were just using 555555555. Problem is, we were joining on that two tables, using that as a key on the phone table. But when you have like 20 or 30,000 records in one table with a zero ID and hundreds in the phone table with that zero ID, it like exploded into 4.6 million records being joined just to be reviewed to filter out other data. So so this query, it wasn't slow. It ran in like, it took 8 seconds. And all this is doing is trying to do a duplicate search, right? Before I create a new contact, is it a duplicate within this account? And yeah, it was 8 seconds isn't bad until somebody is hammering your API, and like all of a sudden you have a few hundred threads taking 8 seconds and other things backing up, and then all of a sudden MySQL's like, nope, I'm done. I give up. Just crash.
Yeah. Oh man, you actually reminded me. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm gonna check something while you're talking.
All right. The fix to that, simply removing a bunch of that legacy data that had the ID 0. All of a sudden that query was running in about half a second. So from 8 seconds to 500 milliseconds, it's a pretty good response. We'll take it.
Yeah.
What are we looking up?
Oh, I'll explain in a second. You finished talking about your week.
That was the big one. That was the rest has been just, I've been making good progress on a lot of my tasks. We recorded PHP podcast this week, which we haven't done in a long time. We made an announcement on there that we will talk about maybe in a little bit. Or if you want,
Sure.
or you pause this, go listen to that, and
No, don't do that. Is that it? Is that your week?
That's my week. How about yours?
Well, first off, I had one of those weeks where like I'm so busy and I feel like I'm barely able to like come up for air. And then as I sit here, I can't remember almost anything I did. It's like it's one of those things like you're just so busy doing so many things that you just can't think right. And you just reminded me. So we have a couple stories. One of the reasons why I was so busy was we have a couple of team members who are in the process of moving. One's kind of finishing up their move. The other has really just started their move. And the one who just started their move is like a significant move. As a matter of fact, Buttery, if you listen to this podcast, we have a PHP architect team member over there in Japan for a little while. So that could be fun, but
it's a transition, so they're going to be there for a little bit before moving on to their final destination.
Yeah,
well,
but
maybe not final. Their next destination. Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're going to be there that long, huh?
Yeah, it's at least a month. I've heard that they talked about maybe staying there a little longer, but
yeah, and Japan. It's when you look at the map, it's like really tiny. So I'm sure you'll just bump into them.
Like I'm pretty sure everybody knows everybody in Japan. I mean, I don't know how you can not. Can't be that many people in Japan,
right? Yeah.
So it's So it's interesting. We've always had kind of nomad team members. We had one employee, our team member, who moved a couple times in their. Matter of fact, they ended up
We still have that
moving
team member.
from. No, we don't.
If you're
Not.
oh, okay, go ahead.
I don't know who you're talking about, but they ended up they started when I think when they started working for us, they just moved from San Francisco to LA. Then they moved to the East Coast, and they're bouncing all around on the East Coast, and then COVID hit. And then we, of course, we've had people, move up to Canada and all over the place.
Yeah.
But
I'm thinking our current one in Maine. He's moved around a bit too.
Yeah, yep, that team member
Maybe
has
not
moved.
a bit. Anyway, to your point, we've had our team is remote.
Yeah, so Michael Page, we just hired a few months ago, weeks ago. I don't know how long it's been now. He's over in the UK, and that was the biggest time shift that we had on the team, and we're still kind of getting used to it. It's like, okay, this is a little weird, and we just making sure the workflow. It was difficult when he first came on to the team because there's so much he has to learn with the client work and all the different projects and all the different clients, and so you need that overlap. But he's getting his footing now, so he can take on tasks without too much direction or need for help. So, like I said, we're still kind of getting used to that. Now we have a team member in Japan. So our UK team member and our team member in Japan are almost not. I don't think they overlap at all on time. Like they just don't overlap anymore. And the time difference between us here on the west coast of the US and Japan is just not great. I mean, it's just the overlap is just not great. So
wait till they move again, and it gets even worse, right?
Does it? Oh man,
it has to.
Aren't they just going south?
No, they're going further west. Or yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, so we'll see how this works out. So
we are bad at geography if we don't know the difference between Japan and Taiwan.
Well, I thought Taiwan was just like south of. Now we're gonna have to look it up. Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen. Oh, let me remove my house address. No, I'm not gonna share my screen. Never mind.
So Taiwan is +8 from us.
Okay. What's Japan?
+9. Not from us. They are plus. So it's only an hour off. It's still worse, but only by an hour. I thought it was going to be another 2 or 3 hours.
Okay. No. Yeah, I mean it's kind of just south of Japan. I mean, yeah, you're right, a little west, but not too west. So yeah, we're still figuring that out. So my week has just been a bunch of different tasks.
How do we deal with this?
A lot of crying, curling up in a corner. But so that's happening. All that's happening. With the primary project that I work on with the team, they do these for their customers. They do these like exports of data. They're big exports. There's a lot of data that is in our client's system for their customer that they want. So exports, I mean, for an export to take overnight is not uncommon. I think the longest export I did might have taken a day and a half, maybe 2 days. I don't really remember, but it takes a while. And they had asked, one of their customers had asked for an export, and this customer had been with them for a very long time. I don't know if they've always been with them, but they're one of their oldest customers. And we started running the export. And like running an export is like just such a kind of mundane practice. You kind of open up a TMUX session, you kick it off, and then you go work for an hour or two, and you come back and you see if it's done. And certain we run several exports, so certain exports are very fast, others take a while. There's one in particular that takes up like 90% of the time it takes to export, and it's this one that like tracks these letters. And so I don't think about it. I have somebody, there's a team member that's doing the export, which I love because I used to do them. So having somebody else do them is great. And I don't think about it much. And then, the client starts pinging me. I'm like, what are you pinging me about an export for? I'm like, yeah, we're working on the export. There was an open ticket. We're working on it. And they're like, it's been like 3 or 4 days. I'm like, it can't be right. It couldn't have been 3 or 4 days. Come on. I'm like, all right, let me go talk to him. So I talked to our team member, and they're like, yeah, no, it's just running. And we have no way of, like, these were meant to be like, just exports that you just pump out. We were never really worried about tracking, like, how long the process has to go. And so there's no way of telling where this export is in the process.
There's no debugging. There's no output happening.
Right. And I'm like, wait. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, has it been running 3 or 4 days? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, where's it at? He goes, it's running. That's where it's at.
That's all I can tell you.
And yeah, so I went back to the client, and they're like, well, you understand, we have to do this export again in a month. I'm like, all right, that's not a problem. We're running the export on this, POC, this proof of concept server that we kind of use for junk. It's not a big server, so we'll just spin up a bigger server and not worry about it. And I'm like, you know what? I bet you I can run the export faster on my Pop! OS machine, because my desktop Pop! OS is a fairly honking machine. It's got a lot of CPU, a lot of memory. It's got a GPU. So I'm like, I'm going to run this bad boy. I'll get it like done in like a day. And I pull all the code down, and I pull the database down, which the database by itself is, double digits, gigabytes big. It's a very large database. And I kick it off, and that's what I needed to check. So I'm on day 4, and it's still running on my machine. And I'm like, we need to optimize this. Like, I'm sure there's some SQL optimization we can be doing. But yeah,
at the very least, some sort of output to say, hey, I'm still working.
Well, that's what has me baffled, because I thought I had done that. I thought I had put output in there that would have given me an idea of where it's at in the process, like how many records it had processed. That's exactly what I did. I created a counter that I thought was going to print out every time it processed a record, and then I could kind of see how many records it had processed and how many records it processed the next day, and get an idea of how many it's processing a day. That's really what I was trying to figure out. And it's not doing it. I should show you the code maybe tomorrow, because I must have screwed up somewhere.
Is it writing to a file? Like, can you see the file growing?
Well, that's what I thought. I need to look for it again. It's been so long since I've done it. Yeah, I've got to look. I'm not sure now. It's got to be writing to a file. So
right. So you should be able to just watch that and see it growing. If not, then I'd be worried. Or at the very least, looking at the database and seeing the selects happen that you're expecting.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's pretty much been my day. And the funny thing about it, or not so funny thing about it, is I have all these tasks that I've taken on with this client that I just can't get to. Like, I can never get to my tasks. Every time I think I'm going to get to them, we end up with something else. And the client is like getting a little frustrated. He's like, when are we going to get to this? I'm like, when you get us more people, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I can't hand it off to anybody because everybody is loaded. And then I'm, running around doing a bunch of different things with a bunch of different developers. So like, I don't have free time. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I'll get to it. I'm trying to get to it. I promise you I'm trying to get to it. But yeah, that's it. All right, let's talk about announcements.
Announcements. Sorry, my kids, Cub Scouts, they sing this song every time announcements is said.
Well, I'm so happy you sang it for me. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't even finish it because it is what it is.
Get better.
So you want to talk, and there you go. We'll jump right into that, won't we?
We will.
I thought maybe you'd cut to a sponsor first, and then go into this. You know how it goes.
That was really smart. That was smart.
Yeah. We'll be right back with This episode is sponsored by MailTrap, an email delivery platform that developers love, an email sending solution with industry best analytics, SMTP, and email API, SDKs for major programming languages, and 24/7 human support. Try for free at mailtrap.io. Thank you, MailTrap. Thank you, Eric, for cutting me off right in the middle of talking.
I got trigger happy. I'm sorry.
We got in trouble last week with MailTrap because Eric did a great job, created that little video, but the image that was used in the promo said it was more geared towards developers because we've been using MailTrap for years, and we know it as a way to send email in a development environment and not send it out to actual customers. And we've looked at their application since they've come on. We're like, holy crap, I didn't know it did all this other stuff now. They want to be a full email delivery platform. So they've got all these features with analytics and production email delivery, marketing emailing, but they still at the core have the developer experience that Eric and I know and love, right? And they're like, yeah, we're trying to break the stigma. Can you please not use that imagery? So if you've used MailTrap in the past, go try it out again. See all the new things that they've added. It's grown a lot. And I'm terrible at reading marketing mail of any application that I use. So when a service writes and says, hey, we've got this feature or that feature, I'm like, delete. I just don't read it. So I didn't realize all this cool stuff was now available.
Yeah, I didn't either. It was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
All right, PHP Tech. We just wrapped up PHP Tech 2024. And we've already been teasing with you guys that we've already started negotiations with the venue for contracts and stuff, and those contracts have been signed and dates have been announced. Honestly,
yeah. Again, announced it on a PHP podcast first, just because that's what we recorded first. So save the date. May 20th through 22nd of 2025.
23rd, right? 22nd, yeah.
22nd. May 20th through the 22nd, 2025. We're sticking with the Tuesday to Thursday. I think that works well for the kind of conference we want to be. We're looking for, businesses to send their employees to, better themselves. Companies are benefiting from it, so it should be a work time thing. We don't want to take your weekends away from you, that type of thing.
Yeah, I got somebody in Discord had said, did they send out an email announcement or something? See, nothing really. I mean, all we have right now are the dates. We're not selling tickets. We don't have a website. Yeah, there's
I
nothing to
I do want
about.
to I do want to send like a save the date type of email. I just haven't done it yet. Just
Please, please, please put on a wedding dress and take a picture of yourself and just send.
Oh, can I?
Please do that.
I'll do it.
Please. I love it.
I'll do it.
I
Yep.
love it.
Save the
So if
date.
you're not signed up for emails from PHP Architect, you might want to do that now. Get a picture of John in a wedding dress with a save the date.
The funny thing is, it's going to be photoshopped, and it's going to happen.
All right. Anything else?
If you want to create that image for us and throw it in Discord, it might end up in an email going out to everyone on our mailing list.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Discord. Pop in there. Let's start putting them together. You got enough images of John's face. Photoshop something. All right. John, you're a kid
Eric?
of the 80s. What are you? 80s?
I am a kid of the 80s.
Kid of the 80s. So you were around when like computers were just like taking off, huh?
Mm-hmm.
John, what did you use to listen to music on your computer?
I used to listen. I don't listen to a whole lot of music on my computer, so I don't know where you're going with this.
I used to use a little player called Winamp. As far as I know, everybody used Winamp. It was like the player of the day, of the time. And you had these cool visuals you could do. And I always wondered what happened to Winamp, because I really have not heard of Winamp in a while. Until today. Well, until a few days ago, actually. Winamp has announced that it's opening up its code base. So its source code will be enabled and you'll be able to collaborate on. Now, I don't know if it's actually going to be open sourced, but like I don't know if they're adding an open source license to it. I didn't see that. I should probably read the article one more time real fast. I'm just scanning. Yeah, I don't see them mentioning putting an open source license to it, but it does say they will open up its source code to enable collaborative development of its legacy player for Windows. So yeah, look forward to that. I feel like that was. I can't help but feel maybe that's a little too late. A little too late. Because had they done this, seriously, had they done this, I don't know, even maybe 10 years ago, it might have gotten enough legs to be relevant.
I think you got to go. I think you got to go a little further back. I think you have to go just prior to iTunes and the and the iPod.
Spotify.
When the iPod took off, like I think that's what really took over the world, right?
Yeah. Besides, like, who has? I don't know about you, but I don't have that much music anymore. Like everything, I use services for everything. YouTube Music, Spotify. What's iTunes? Is iTunes still a thing? Is that, or is it just? It's just music.
Well, Apple Music, yeah.
Apple Music, yeah. Like,
but it's all streaming at this point. There's no. I think about all the time I spent ripping my audio CDs because I had tons of them and I needed that. I needed those files, and yeah, I remember uploading them to some service. I can't remember if it was Amazon Music at the time. This is going back many years, where now you owned that, so you could play it without issues. I don't even know if you could do that anymore. I don't know. Again, I don't listen to a whole lot of music anyway, and when I do, I stream it.
I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything you're saying.
Why is that?
I'm telling you, it's me. I don't know, man. There's something wrong with my system. You were talking fine the entire show, and then that one little span just now, I got like I heard 3 words come through.
That's not good.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's my headphones. just don't want to touch anything when we're
Yeah,
streaming.
yeah, don't do that. Things will go bad. That's what happens. So, do you remember Aaron Francis?
Absolutely, I remember.
Aaron Francis did a lot of videos geared around databases and taught me a ton. And he got laid off from Planet Scale a while back. I never went and looked at his personal YouTube account. I always saw his videos through Planet Scale's YouTube. He has a ton of content in there, and a lot of it's Laravel based. But what caught me with this specific video is it's titled Laravel versus React, and I'm like, immediately I'm like, you can't interchange this. What are you talking about? Like it was
Laravel versus React. I'm going.
and he does this whole little like skit at the beginning of it that I think he didn't quite capitalize on whatever he was trying to do. But it's almost like it was just clickbaity. It was just trying to get people to click on
Oh,
it.
absolutely. It was clickbaity.
And yeah, so I mean, he does a good job of talking in there about Laravel and React and Livewire, and overall, I think it's a great video. But I don't know who does clickbait titles anymore. Isn't that over?
We do every week. What are you talking about?
I know. I know.
Yeah, I was. I think Aaron kind of found his spot with the Laravel community. I know a lot of people in the Laravel community really kind of connected to, his videos when he was doing it from Planet Scale. So yeah, it was good to see him still creating content. I don't know if he's monetizing. I mean, look, he's 35,000 subscribers, so you got to think he's monetizing some way.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's good. Have you ever thought about taking on a JavaScript front end?
I mean,
a framework?
So on the app I work on, we've adopted Vue 3. I mean, it was Vue 2. A lot of it's been moved to Vue 3 at this point. I don't personally do a lot in there. I can get in there and dabble if I need to make a simple change, but when they start talking about new features and stuff, I'm a hacker in JavaScript. I'm not a connoisseur. I don't know all the ins and outs of how to break things up appropriately. Hell, I can't even do that in PHP, and I've been using it for 20 years. 24 years at this point. God, I'm old. It doesn't help. So I went out to a bar last night with a friend, and we've been hanging out a little bit more. And he's 33. He's 15 years younger than I am. It makes me feel so old. All right.
Aren't you 15 younger than I am? 15
No.
younger years? No?
No.
You
I'm
sure?
7 years younger than you are.
Really?
Yes.
All right. I believe you.
I turned 48 this year. And your wife made a note.
Did you really turn 48?
I turned 48 this year. So in a few months, I turned 48.
Oh, wow. I honestly didn't think you were that old.
Thanks.
That's a compliment. Yeah, I mean, I'm not
old man.
Backhand insulting you. I'm trying to throw you a compliment.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah. The current wife says we've been married longer
than 33 years.
Yeah. We're actually coming up on this weekend. Hence my Mr. hat, by the way. The current wife has a Mrs. hat. See, we were married in 89, so like wait, was it 89? No, not 89. Yeah, 89. That's when we got married.
So yeah, 35 years.
Yeah. So yeah, 35. Yeah, that sounds right. 35. According to my current wife, tells me all the time, it's the happiest I've ever been. So I feel lucky.
Yeah. I've told this guy, his kids go to school with my kids, and he's been trying to like be friends for like a while now, and he's a nice guy, and I talked to him, and we've hung out like with the kids at times in the past. But my initial introduction as we were talking, like he went to a very theological school, so I'm like immediately thinking, oh, he's just wants to be friends because he wants to preach the Bible to me and this and that. Yeah. It was none of that. So now it's a funny joke between him and I was like, I feel bad not having hung out with him earlier because he's like just a super nice guy. Anyway, I derailed this conversation. I don't know what's going on.
Weird direction to go. It's like I judged the person. I was wrong.
Yeah. There was a link somewhere in what we were talking about, but I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I feel like you're trying to rescue me, but let's move on, should we?
Yeah.
Everybody, John, everybody is going AI. Everyone.
Yeah.
Well, why not Slack? Slack wants to go AI, which, whatever. That's not that bad of a thing. Yeah,
Except
Slack wants to go AI using your chat. The chat, they want to train their machine learning models off your chat that you're having in your company. I'm like, there is no way. Maybe they can get away with that with the free tier, but there's no way they're doing that for companies. And
the current year is 2024. By the way, you have a new notification.
Who asked you?
Want to hear it?
Cancel. Holy. Wow, did you hear that?
Yes.
I don't even know where that.
The year's 2024, in case you wanted to know.
Yeah. Anyways, apparently somebody sniffed out in one of the latest updates to their terms and conditions that they're going to use chat that happens in their Slack to teach their AI. I'm just like, what? How? That can't be legal.
It can't be. I mean, we all assume that we are having private conversations within our company, realizing we're using a service, and if they were nefarious, they could use that. But there's trade secrets that are discussed. There's, intellectual property. You can't just take that and train a model where somebody else could, intercept that somehow.
Man, I don't even understand. And we have, I don't know if TJ's in our Discord. TJ Miller is like the AI guy in my little niche of friends, all three of them. TJ is the AI guy. But I don't understand how just like the conversations aren't structured. Like, it's not saying, hey, I have this problem. Let me tell you how I work through it. It's like it's chat. It's just like this random back and forth talking. I don't understand how the AI trains. Like, what is it training off that? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I need somebody to sit me down and explain it to me.
And the question is Slack taking that data, like using everybody's chat from throughout all of Slack to train a single model, or is it they're using my company's chat, like the PHP architect chat itself, to train an AI model so that we could start asking it questions like, hey, what did we talk about last Thursday? Or can you give me a summary of what happened in this channel, around this topic? I could see that kind of being cool. Like,
God damn it, John, now I want this. You've made me hating Slack to, wow, I really hope that's what they're doing because I want this.
Yeah, because there's times where I jump into, especially our biggest clients, a Slack channel that I don't pay attention to unless I'm mentioned, because there's hundreds and hundreds of messages that I can't keep up with it. And then if I had some sort of summary, maybe I could.
Even yeah, like that one request, give me a summary of last week's conversations. I would love that. Like, because just I keep a closer eye on it than you do, but even I'm not involved in all the conversation. So a lot of times I'll come into a conversation halfway through, and I remember when I was the person taking care of the problems, right? The guy logging in the service, fixing things. Nothing made me more got under my skin more when a manager would walk into this issue like halfway through and start asking questions about how did this happen, what are we doing, this, and I'm like, look, stop talking to me, I'm fixing this,
Right. Yep.
So I try not to do that with our team. Like, I don't want to inject questions until I have a sense that there's been some resolution. So yeah, having the ability to say, hey, summarize
the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, that would be man. Shit, now I want this. God damn it.
Slack, you can't steal my idea.
You know what else I'd like?
What do you like?
I would like better logging and monitoring on my apps.
Splunk like querying without having to sell my kidneys? Nice. That's a direct quote from someone who just saw Honeybadger Insights, the new observability tool from the folks at honeybadger.io. Insights is a fresh approach to logging, performance monitoring, and observability. It's a bit like Splunk, Datadog, or CloudWatch Logs, but with just the good parts and a reasonable price tag. Honeybadger helps you gain deeper visibility into what's happening inside your applications, letting you drill down into the details and step back to see patterns in your data. You'll love how easy it is to query your logs and events and create quick charts and dashboards. The best part is that it's available on Honeybadger's free tier as part of their comprehensive monitoring suite, which includes error tracking, uptime monitoring, status pages, and more. Get started for free, then pay as you grow, or choose a 30-day free trial to unlock the full power of Honeybadger right away. To get started, visit honeybadger.io/plans. That's honeybadger.io/plans. Thank you, Honeybadger.
Yeah, definitely on my side, because the Honeybadger was cutting in and out too.
It cut out just one time at the very end for me. But hey, you chose another one of my recordings.
I did. I mixed it up. I actually I found the longest one you did, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna use this so we can get some good music playing in the background.
I think they were all pretty close to a minute.
Yeah.
At least I thought they were. I don't know.
John's our new pitch guy. Like, whenever people come in and winning commercials, they ask for John. So he does them all.
Not true. Just Eric does so much other stuff. I feel like it's the least I can do.
What else we got going on, John?
Oh, I pulled in a whole bunch of RFCs that kind of caught my eye.
I do like the RFCs.
Yeah, I mean, some that are super easy to talk about, like the deprecating get and post sessions, the how to get your session ID out of the session. And for a long time, you could pass it in your get request. And that is changing. Unanimously, 29-0 vote. So
yeah, that's a pretty serious vote.
I remember years ago, like going to a client and saying, yeah, we need to change these settings, like the session, use only cookies, and use trans SID has been off forever by default anyway, but I remember using that all the time, where you could pass your session ID as part of the query parameters, but that just leads to session hijacking very easily.
I honestly have never used that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wow.
I think it also automatically added your session ID to links, so it would parse your HTML you're sending back and add it in there for you.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never known that. No. All right. Well, cool.
All that's going back to
That'll be
PHP 4 days.
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy how we used to do things like, I mean, everybody, it's not just PHP, every language. Like you go back and look and it's like, wow, really? That's what we used to do? Good God.
Yeah. So scroll down to the backward incompatible change section. Yeah, right there. That second paragraph. Using automatic transformation of URLs.
Will become impossible out of the box starting with PHP 9.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it blows my mind that it's still possible now.
I know. I mean, hopefully people don't do that, but it's obviously somebody is if they feel like they need to remove it. Or maybe it's just like realizing that people aren't using it, might as well get it out of the code.
Right, like
Because
somebody just realized, hey, we still have this bad.
Yeah, and if it's available, somebody's gonna use it, and their site's gonna be hacked or whatever.
Yeah.
So
100%.
obviously that one passed without any issues at all. This one is interesting to me. The casing of acronyms in class and method names. And this one I go back and forth on. There's been plenty of times where I've written a class and you use an acronym, and do you make the acronym all caps at the beginning? Like if it's a JWT class, is it all cap JWT? I wrote one recently, JWT fetcher. I was fetching a JWT from a third-party service. So is it 4 capital letters in a row, the JWTF, or J lowercase wt?
Yeah, see, I used to be like that, and now I don't care anymore. It's always it's uppercase, then lowercase, and then each new word is uppercase, and I don't care. I don't care what it's what it like. Yeah, the JWT. Like I don't care. It would be uppercase J, lowercase WT, uppercase F.
Well, that's what they want. That's what this RFC is proposing. That especially all the curl methods, it's capital C, lowercase URL, JSON, capital J, lowercase SON, and I think that one passed 23-1. Oh, our buddy's the only one that said no on that one. Somebody we can ask, why did you vote no?
What? This is a pretty big no in my book, but
oh, you're not sharing that. You're still sharing the other one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, why didn't you tell me that? Yeah, Eric Mann voted no. Yeah, I'm curious why. Eric Mann is it's got to be security related. The question I had about this one is I don't understand. Like, this is, I assume they're talking about the convention for the source code, right? Because that's all they're talking about. So like, we're never going to see this.
No, but I think by making it a standard, even in the source code, not necessarily the source code, the methods that are available to us as developers need to be standardized. And if we start using,
that makes sense. Yeah.
So HTTP status code, if everyone is using capital H, lowercase TTP, then maybe in your other classes that you write, you adopt that same way of writing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I like this. I struggle. I actually did struggle with that for a very long time. You know what one of the turning points for me was? This is going to sound so stupid, but PHP Storm started doing that, where it's the uppercase P, lowercase HP, uppercase S. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. I like that.
Except what do you do with PHP itself? Like,
what do you mean?
In writing, like in the magazine, we always make sure PHP is all caps.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a class name, but
I mean, if it was a class name, it wouldn't be. It would be uppercase P, lowercase A, P, or HP. Yeah.
Okay. It's just weird.
Like that was one of the things. Like I did it both ways, to be honest, for years, and then I saw JetBrains start doing PHP Storm like that, and I didn't think, oh well, they're doing that now. There must be a reason, and I don't know if there was a reason. or if this was the reason or not, because it was kind of became one of the standards for naming stuff. But when I saw them doing it, I'm like, that makes sense. I'm just going to start doing that to all my class names. So I've been doing it ever since.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to get behind that and go change my latest code. And this last one, this one I don't know a whole lot about. I don't do a whole lot of resource stuff that I know of, or if I do, I just use it and don't even think about it. I guess I use fopen a ton. I believe that still returns resources, but they want to change. There's been a push to change all of the resources code to an object convention.
Everything's becoming an object. Becoming an object. That's a good thing, I guess.
So I guess there was a big push back when we first got to PHP 8, and a bunch of the code was changed, and they're saying there's no reason to stop. We need to keep going, get it all done. And that one passed unanimously as well, 30-0.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's take a moment here and throw up our supporters on Patreon. And thank you
to all of you.
Yeah, thank you to all of you. We have some new ones on there, by the way. Nathan P. and I can't see the last one. What is it?
Lincoln M.
Lincoln M. Okay.
Yep.
Stupid.
Thank you.
Out of my way. Do you get the little control bar that pops up?
What little control bar?
If you hover over the image, I get like the play, pause, volume.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess you can pause it so it would just stay here, because I think once you get to the end of it, it's going to just go away.
Yeah, it just goes away here in a couple seconds. But yeah, so any plans this weekend, John?
I do. I'm going to a Padres versus Yankees game.
Really? Wow. Those are some nice tickets to get a hold of.
Yep. So
cool.
I got that, and I know it's your anniversary. So happy anniversary, a few days early.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Hoping maybe the wife and I will go grab some dinner or something. I mean, we don't really whoop it up anymore like we used to, but yeah, we'll do something. We have fun. We love each other. That's all that matters.
There you go.
Oh, all right. Man, I feel like I don't have a whole lot more to contribute. You got anything else you want to talk about?
No. Want to also thank our other sponsor, PHP Architect. Thank you for being so awesome and amazing. And
don't ever stop sponsoring the show, because
please. That would be a bad day. Really bad day.
That would be a bad day. All right.
Looking forward to PHP Tech 2025, May 20th through 22nd.
Yeah, keep an eye out. We'll get a website up and all sorts of fun stuff.
More information out. Eventually open up the call for papers, call for speakers. Be sure to submit. Make our job hard.
Presentations. CFP, call for presentation. So that's what I do.
Used to be CFP, call for papers.
I know, but that's not really what we do. We get presentations. So it's call for presentations.
Okay.
Because it feels silly to say CFP, call for speakers. It doesn't make sense.
No, it's CFS. You don't have to say CFP.
Do you say CFS? I've never heard CFS.
I don't, but I just say call for speakers. It's the way I say it. The way it works.
We should standardize on that at some point. All right, that's going to be it. Episode 384 is in the can.
384. I'm John. And I'm John. Keep it ugly.
Keep it ugly. Come on, Harry. Harry, you're killing me, Harry.
1, 2, 1, 2. Coming off the top, y'all know how we do. Listen, I'ma drop
Buttery.
a freestyle you can cherish. I'ma
Buttery,
send
we
a shout out
talked
to the
about you.
host named Eric. Yo, he's never on some average shit. You know, Eric, he stays loud and passionate. I'm about to break it down for y'all with the clever song. Yo, shout the host named Thomas, cause he's never wrong. Yo, shout to John. You know that he's smart and quiet, unlike my freestyles, which cause a riot. I'm about to do it like this, cause the people love me. Shouts out to PHP, the ugly. It's called ugly cause it's not professional, but I'm about to come through and bless it with style. So let's do it when I'm spitting. I perfume the room. Yo, the segment of the show is called
Buttery, we'll
Doom
just
and
do the
Gloom.
show
That came
over
from
for you again
Thomas.
in a couple
Yeah,
minutes.
can nobody go beyond this? I get the mic and then I'm about to keep it like a promise.
He's
Yeah,
just waking
and y'all
up,
know we
John.
fill them up with anguish. We talking about the PHP, the programming language. About to break it down, no exaggeration. What do y'all do for a living? Web applications. Okay, I can dig it. My words spray tight. They getting together on the Thursday nights. Yeah, when it comes to rhyming, you can call me the new dude. I spew true lyrics while y'all broadcast on YouTube. So let's get it. You know my lyrics are major. All up in the comments, they got plenty of haters, but they doing what they doing. Keep it ugly. We ending every show with the saying it's lovely. Let's go. Hey, shout out to y'all. Peace to the whole squad, man. Hope your channel is doing real well on YouTube. Hope you guys are having fun. And it was an honor and blessing to do this little custom freestyle for y'all. Hope you enjoy. Stay up. Yeah. Come on. Hey.
Yeah, Buttery, you were topic. You were topic.
Buttery, you're listening to episode 384 of the PHP Ugly podcast. I'm John. This is Eric.
So not only is he
So-
just waking up, but it's Friday, so he's actually ahead of us. But yeah, this is freaking me out, man. This is freaking me out because that means on Friday, our team member, when they wake up, they will be on Saturday.
True.
I'm not liking this more and more. Like I'm really having issues with this. So, Buttery, we have a team member in Japan now who will be there for a while and will be in that area of the world for the foreseeable future. And I am struggling with the time difference. More and more every time I'm struggling with. Help me, Buttery. I would be very interested to know if you do any work with people. What is that? East of you, either here in the US or in the UK, because the UK is even less overlap. So at some point we should
less
talk.
overlap for us. We are -8, right? And Japan is +8, so they're the same distance from the UK time wise that we are. If my math is correct.
I do not think it is correct because right now it is 5 after midnight in the UK and it's 5 after 8 a.m. in Tokyo. So, yeah, that is.
Yeah, it's 8-hour difference. It's an 8-hour difference that way where we're 8 hours behind.
They're 8 hours ahead. Oh, I see what you're saying. They're 8 hours ahead.
Right.
They're 8 hours ahead. Yeah. Yeah, it's still not helpful.
Well,
Because,
not for
like-
us, but you were talking about UK like it's further away than the US is, and it's not. It's actually
But doesn't
Close.
that mean that our UK team member, the last day they can talk to our team member in Japan would be Wednesday morning?
no, it's not
Wednesday
that bad.
morning, right?
It's 8 hours off. So when Japan is going to sleep, UK is waking up, right? And
Right.
we're middle of the night at that point.
I don't know.
So
I don't like it.
For us, I think we would be midnight. UK would be, I don't know. I can't.
Here
do
you
the
go.
math.
Buttery's saying it. He says, we have somebody in France. He's 8 hours behind us. Everyone in our company works pretty freely anyways. That doesn't help, Buttery. Same guy is in Japan, but starts at 4:30 a.m. Yeah, that's not helping. Oh, we'll see how it goes. I mean, we'll definitely do everything we can to make this work because it kind of has to. But I'm just not feeling good about it. Oh my gosh. I don't know.
I have a big week of baseball coming up.
I thought
So
baseball was done for you.
I've got the Padres game this weekend.
Mhm.
I'm going to another Padres game on Wednesday. Then I'm going to the Lake Elsinore Storm game on June 1st, and that's the scout camp out where we get to camp in the outfield.
Mm. Good.
So
Some baseball.
I'm going to the Elsinore Storm game if you want to go again this year. I mean, not that you need permission, you can go whenever you want.
You broke up. I didn't hear what you said, but okay.
I am going to the Lake Elsinore Storm game on June 1st if you would like to go again like we did last year. And I'm like, but you don't need permission. You can go whenever you want. You live right there.
I do live right here. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go spend some time with the wife before they go to work. So I'm going to drop off here pretty quickly.
Sounds
good
to me. I got plenty I need to get done.
All right, cool. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us.
Bye.